Do, 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 do. You know what's up. What's up, everybody? I am glad to see you. Don't think that I'm never glad to see you. If you're glad to see me, I'm glad to see you. That's how it works. Reciprocity, baby. Let's get our pen that works. What's up? I'm your host, Mr. Christopher CTA Adams. It's under 80 degrees here in LA, so I got the two shirts on. That's just how it's going to be. Today is Big Bad June 5th, 2020. Right? I mean, where do you start? This is my place marker today. Because we're going to read from a book today, since, you know, we all got to get smarter. Well, let's talk about coronavirus first. Well, no, let's start off the top of the hour where we should, I guess. Today would have been Breonna Taylor's 27th birthday. I don't know her, never heard of her until she was murdered by police in her own house a few weeks ago. Ahmaud Arbery, and now, of course, Mr. George Floyd. And then we got some shit happening in the streets. People are protesting again. We'll get into the protest later when we talk about the actual protest. But I just want to say that's what should lead the show. That's a woman who does not get to celebrate her 27th birthday. You know the story. I'm not going to go over the story, right? But that's not a woman who was messing with the cops, who was holding a gun, who was robbing a bank, stealing a car. She was doing no... But once again, I think that we've proven in America that just doing blank while black is a death sentence in a lot of cases. You know, whether it's playing with a toy gun or driving your car too fast or simply looking like another dude. You know, whatever name you remember, Oscar Grant, Eric Garner, of course, Amadou Diallo. It keeps going though, right? Emmett Till, unnamed, Huey Newton. Come on now. You know, it goes all the way back, baby. It goes all the way. There's never an end to it. So right now, if it's coming to a head, let it come to a head. But we'll talk about the protest. All right. We'll talk about the protest later. Calm down. Did you get something on your shirt already? Have you already marked it with the pen? I'm sorry. I'm hyped up. And here's the COVID news. You ready for the COVID news? George Floyd had COVID-19. That's part of the autopsy. Kind of a weird, funky fact. I don't know. But let me just say again about the George Floyd, Arbery, all these murders. I don't like to see them on the news. I don't know. I'm a big pussy. You know, whatever. But, you know, if it's a white dude getting his head sawed off by ISIS, they're like, oh, we can't show that in America. That shit's banned. You're banned. But if it's a black dude getting blasted with a shotgun, we're like, oh, bro, I wish there was another angle. Like, we're so fucking dead inside as a country. Like, it just hurts my feelings. Hi, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. No, it's not. Like, I know. I'm trying to do comedy for a living here, and obviously, it's not going well. But today, man, I just don't feel like any jokes. If they come out, or if I say something funny, please laugh. At home, have a good time, okay? But, fucking A, man, you know? For me, people say I'm funniest when I'm doing my rants and just, like, that's when the funniest kernels of whatever come. But I'm not trying to do any jokes, man. I'm just talking real shit here today, you know? He didn't die from the COVID, bro. He died because somebody murdered him on camera, and we just keep watching the video. Just don't watch the video. I'll talk about an interesting video, though. There's a YouTube star. Obviously my rival, since I'm here on YouTube with my 14 views. But this dude, Jake Paul, got busted for... or Logan, but one of the brothers, got busted for looting and trespassing in Arizona. What a twat. There you go, I said it. Not because of this one incident, but it's just like, that's his whole thing is just fucking with people. Or try not to cuss too much. Gee, what are you doing? Don't cuss so much. His whole thing is to just mess with people. You know what I mean? I don't like the just mess with you people. You know, like, that's not a great prank to just go out and slash someone's tire and film their reaction. Of course they're going to be pissed. Look how angry this guy got. We slashed his tires, bro. It was so funny. Like, no, bro, that's not funny. I know, because we're growing up here in this digital age where everything is a clip, digestible media, as my buddy calls it, pop-up media, whatever the phrase is, means you can't watch. So, Jake Paul got caught with the looting. Bro, we know all about looting from the 92 riots. Now, if you haven't heard the song April 29th, 1992, there was a riot in the streets, tell me where were you? You were sitting home watching your TV while I was participating in some anarchy. That is not my rap. Of course not, dude. That's the great Sublime right there. But that song tells everything you need to know. Everything you know, right? First spot we had was a liquor store. Finally got all the alcohol I can afford. Red lights flashing, time to retire. And you know, we turned that liquor store into a structure fire. You know, like that is... I'm just saying, same words, same phrases, same feelings. He even talks about how that's just not about Rodney King. You know, that's what I'm saying. So if you never heard the Sublime song, first off, what's wrong with you for not listening to Sublime? Because they had some good shit. I mean, they really did. They were really ahead of their time. They were liked by like 20-year-old stoner skater kids. But if you listen to their songs, they were like, bro, don't rape, don't OD, don't do, you know what I mean? And they followed most of their own rules. You know, not that OD thing, but whatever. That's what Sublime's all about. Yo, also, Jeremy, if you're watching this, we can have a good laugh together, okay? Machine Gun Kelly released a cover of Rage Against the Machine song, and then he's like, 28 years later, man, it's still relevant, it's still blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I know I'm an old guy, because I consider that album to still be, like, it never went out of style for me. You know what I'm saying? But dude, it's just so terrible. His cover is just so terrible. Here's the thing. I've been saying for years, and anybody who knows me this. I've been like, look, you think that you're a rapper, you think that you're a metal guy, a metal rap god. Now you got to make something better than Rage Against the Machine. Very few people since 1992 have come out with an album better than that album. Like, that album is in the top 100 albums of all time. And when it got there, not many people have come out with an album that's like, oh, this Taylor Swift 1989, so much better than this Rage Against the Machine self-titled with the Burning Monk on. That's the one. That's the one. The one where they didn't sugarcoat it, man. The one where they were just, rah! That's a good album. I don't want no Machine Gun Kelly. Oh, please. I'm sorry. I don't want to start a verbal war with Machine Gun. I can't rap as good as Machine Gun Kelly or Eminem. I don't want to start a war. That was the big rap battle of last year. That's the end of my rap segment here on today's show. That's what you get for wearing 2 shirts, baby. Looting, though, let's go back. Let's bring it back to Sublime. Go listen to Sublime. Enjoy the good shit. Don't listen to Machine Gun Kelly unless you want to laugh. Like, if you're sitting, if you're sitting on your patio getting stoned, or maybe writing for a show and you want some good laughs, watch that Machine Gun Kelly. It's so funny. All right, so a lot of people think that the looters are Soros funded, but I'm like, if you're funded, what the hell do you need to loot for? Is that right? Is that right? Who funded them before George Soros? Sir? Yeah, who funded them before George Soros? 1880s, Some riots we do know. Absolutely funded by these guys because they want to... Boss Tweed, Boss Tammany. You ever heard of Rockefeller Center? You think Rockefeller was a good guy? All right. Christopher, calm down. What are we saying? Oh. If you've ever... I guess we'll just get into that one. Hold on. Circle that, and then do that when we do that. When we talk about the riots, we'll talk about this. All right? All right. Let me just put this out there because I thought I liked this. Let me see if I like this stuff. All right. Hey, the reason that you haven't heard from Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle and a lot of the great black comedians, everybody's come out with a statement for sure, Okay. But the reason none of their statements are like, wow, this is the craziest thing of all time. Oh my God, let's get crazy. The reason that none of them is because they all told us about this before. Bro, Dave Chappelle, Killing Him Softly, the fun. I've had a version of that for 20 years. I had it on VHS. I had it on freaking Laserdisc. I burned a copy. I seen it on YouTube. I bought the actual DVD like 2 or 3 times. I mean, come on. He told us back then that nobody believed that the cops were beating up black people until it was in Time magazine. Honey! Apparently, I can't even do the bit. I don't even want to do the bit because Dave Chappelle said it so good. Okay, Chris Rock has also told us, you know, all those people have already warned us 25, 30 years ago, many years ago. This is what's going on. It's bad. If you never watched Boys in the Hood, come on, Boys, you know, Furious. So when Furious is talking, that's Lawrence Fishburne, he's talking to the cops. The cop goes, "Is there a problem here?" And he goes, "Yeah. It's too bad you don't know what it is." Ooh. If that didn't affect you as a human being, you need to go and check yourself. Because people that aren't affected by those kind of statements are the people that are like, "Oh, bro, all lives matter. White lives matter. Blue lives matter. Red lives matter. Every life matters." Like, see, also, when you remember Black Lives Matter also, just to, all right, if your whole argument stems on a word, we're going to take that word out and make it easier for you to read, sir. I'm just going to show some pictures from this book, all right? This is a frustrated black man talking to a cop. Does that look familiar? That's not 2020, that's 1992. Our next slide from today's kids. Buildings on fire like this. Look at these buildings on fire. Okay, that brings me to my point I was going to make earlier. This that we're seeing right now is like a weird looting, chaos, riot-inspiring thing, but it's not pure chaos. Okay, look at it. I mean, it's very coordinated. We're going to walk down this street. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Dude, when this was going on, and by this I mean the LA riots, which were never going to happen again because this was the craziest thing of all time, and now here we are. Wow, 1992. When we're just talking about Rage Against the Machine. All right, still in a room without a view. All right, look, the real chaos is when they start burning buses. When they start burning, you know what I'm saying? Like when everything goes up crazy. Okay, right now it's just dudes trying to get whatever they're trying to get. You know, here in Los Angeles, the restaurant Mozza and the pizza place and all. There's 3 restaurants kind of all right next to each other, and they got looted, robbed, burned, graffitied, messed up, man. And that woman wrote a very, very poignant piece for the LA Times. All right, she just got over COVID too, bro. She got hit with everything bad 2020 could give her. Okay, and she's still coming out on a positive note, but with definite tinge of regret because nobody likes to see cases of Barolo going to people that aren't going to enjoy them. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey. So the looting is not real looting. So what comes after we burn up everything? Okay? What comes after? So this is a playbook. This playbook is exactly what's going to happen for these riots. Oh, the 2020 riots. Okay? Here's what's going to happen. There's going to be destruction, terror, and mayhem. I think you know that song. Then the politicians show up. Oh, wait. Boom. Then the National Guard shows up with guns, scared. They don't want to shoot civilians. They're Americans too, bro. Then the politicians come after order is restored. So when you see the brand new suit up against the burned out graffiti building, you may have already seen that shot. When you see that shot, progress is being made. And then what they'll do is they'll pass some bullshit law as a token to black people to say, we hear you, we respect you, we're going to get rid of evil Daryl Gates and replace him with Willie Williams. Literally the worst police chief in LA history. Like, oh, even Tom Bradley is like, get that dude out of here. Oh. And that is the story of the Insert Your City Here riots. Ta-da! I can't believe how many people don't know about the LA riots. Even now we're talking, they're like, wow, bro, that was... I understand. I was in high school. I understand. That was a long... If I was in high school, it was a long time ago. Promise you never forget that stuff. You never forget seeing that stuff live. When they were pulling people out of their cars and beating the shit out. Like, dude, listen to the Bill Hicks bit. Go listen to Arizona Bay by Bill Hicks. That'll give you some perspective on the riots. All right, Christopher, you social justice warrior bitch. Besides, isn't this all a conspiracy funded by Soros? Wait a minute, we already talked about Soros. Have you ever been the victim of a conspiracy? Just asking. Like I was. Well, listen to the story. Here we go. I was a bartender I might have already told the story because I'm a crazy old man now. I'm a bartender at a country club in Palm Desert, which will remain unnamed. An unnamed Palm Desert Country Club. Unnamed. In the summertime, we would move from the big bar down to the tiny bar. And all the operations were really tiny because there's not a lot of business. In the summertime, the desert, nobody's there. So it was just a few residents. We stayed downstairs and we called it, it was like the small bar. And so you moved everything in, you did everything there. It was all kind of, even the pro shop moved in there. So they just had to air condition the one spot. They didn't have, summer rules. Okay. So I'm there every night. One night I get a call from my boss. And he goes, hey man, we looked at your deposit last night. There was no 10s in your deposit. And I was like, what? They're like, there was no $10 bills. You have written on the thing here that there's 12 $10 bills, but there's no $10 bills. And I was like, wait, what? Because, I would fill out my form, throw it in an envelope, drop it in the safe, spin the safe, and go about my day. The next day, the manager opens the safe, gets out my envelope, looks it over, no 10s, calls me at home. I'm shocked. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't steal any 10s. I go back to work the next day. We have a little meeting about the 10s. I said, fuck, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, whoops. Sorry, sir. I don't know what to tell you, sir. Look, the 10s were there last night. Okay, you know me. The camera's on me. What's up? And he's like, okay, it's all good. A couple nights later, same thing. Hey, man, no 10s in your deposit tonight. What's up? We're going to have to write you up. I go in the next day. He goes, listen, we're not going to write you up. The tennis pro copped for you and said that you're probably a good guy and that we shouldn't write you up for this, that we should just talk to you about it and say, chill. And I was like, all right. So now I was suspicious. Like, okay, there's something. Like, I was tripping. I was like, there's no way that this Mexican brick weed with all these seeds and stems is making me this fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, there had to be something else. So I did a little investigating. I found out that the cameras turned off every night about a half hour after I closed. Ooh, suspicious. So I stayed there one night. I closed, I act like I was closing, I went out, I got in my car, I drove around, all the way around, to the other side of the bar, and parked, and then walked in from this other side, back into the bar, and hid behind the bar for, I was there for probably 40 minutes. All of a sudden I hear the door rattle, 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 knock, 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 rattle, rattle, rattle. Jingle of keys, door opens. Here comes somebody around the corner. It's the tennis pro. It's the tennis pro. He was coming in at night and stealing money out of the safe. And stealing vodka and stuff from the top. And just helping himself to the summer stash. And I was like, oh, bro, I thought I was going crazy because of all my 10s. It found out it was simply petty larceny. Ha! But you feel crazy at that time. If you ever had a conspiracy at work against you when somebody... It feels crazy. What's my point? Have you ever been the victim of a conspiracy theory? That's going to be a new section on our show. To go with all of the other sections on our show that I name... and then promptly forget about by the next episode. There is no segments in this show. If we do a segment, we simply name it then. Are you done? Jeez, that was ridiculous, man. Shut up. Drink some water. Collect your thoughts. All right. So, a lot of you don't want to hear Christopher get preachy, and I understand. I don't want to get preachy either. You don't want to hear about the black people, especially from a white guy. You don't want to get serious right now. I understand. For that, I recommend The Kings of Comedy. Not necessarily the D.L. Hughley part. It's kind of, to be real with you, it's kind of hacky. It's a lot of stuff that already been said. Okay, it's a lot of stuff already been said. And the Steve Harvey part is really just for black people only. But the Cedric the Entertainer part is phenomenal. And the Bernie Mac part is... on fire. But watch that video. You know what I mean? If you just want to see I'll do black comics. I've been telling like it is. That's why everybody's favorite comic is Richard Pryor. Everybody's every comic's favorite comic is Richard Pryor. Generally, he's on the list of top 5. You know, Bill Hicks, Richard Pryor, usually George Carlin. It's on that list. Some people put Eddie Murphy on there, but he really just had the 2 specials. You know, which transformed the world. I'm gonna be real for you though, man. Ooh, sometimes that's all you need. You know, 1 good special, 2 good specials, any show at all. I'm working on it, y'all. I got a show next week. I am in a comedy festival, and a lot of the comedians are very socially conscious, so to speak. It's the Laugh Riot Girl Festival. It's very funny. I love the comedians. But man, it feels hard to try to make jokes right now. Like, I don't have any jokes. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know what to do. To just go up there and just be silent for 9 minutes. But is that a pointless gesture? You know, I'm just dealing with so much. I never had performance anxiety about performance. It's always been about how bad I'm going to be. It's never been about anything besides that. Like, is there a more... I mean, you definitely want to go up there and do like, you know, just 20 minutes of dick jokes. That would be rude, I think. I don't think people are looking for that much of an escape. But I know that everybody's going to use the chance to be like, I just want to say, and I'm like, oh, really? And then your jokes get up there, they're just like white person problem jokes. White people problems, y'all. I had my first, I'm going to end on this. I'm going to end on this today. I had my first white person problem ever. Ever. I'm almost ashamed to talk about it because it's such a white person problem, y'all. Ha! Alright, here goes. Our cleaning lady left for a vacation to go home to Guatemala. February. March. She's not allowed back in the country now. I mean, it's what the fuck, you know. We're still paying her. We still send her the money every couple of weeks, so she don't got to worry about that. You know, and she's dealing with real problems. That's real. You know, the fact that the house is, you know, I've just had to learn to sweep, and it's been very poor. Okay, that's a white person problem. I never had that before. What's the problem? Oh, my cleaning lady is stuck in another country due to our president's crazy border laws and a virus that comes along once every X amount of years. Not entirely his fault. However, he could have dealt with it. I can't even do a Trump. I can't even do a Trump impression because everybody's doing it. It's hack. Not it's hack. Everybody's got one. You know? I can't. I got a Reagan. Oh, weak Reagan. You know, everybody's got that weak presidential impersonations. But from now on, I don't think you have to say anything to do the impression. You just got to go huge. Huge. And then that's all. That's the mini. Anyway, Jesus Christ, I'm going to just end on that. All right? Listen, I love you guys. Okay? Wear your masks. Wash your hands. It's not over yet. Okay? Yes, Black Lives Matter also. Black Lives Matter too. Black Lives Matter in addition to all the other lives that matter. So just get over it and let's focus on the Black Lives Matter. I want to make sure I include all of it for the bullshit friends. Because I know some of y'all got bullshit friends. You call me and you're like, what should I say to them? Show them this show. Hey, fuck you, pal. Be nice. What's wrong with being nice? What's wrong with being nice? Racism is taught, bro. Racism is taught. You're not born a racist. It's not in your genes. It's in your house. All right, I'm leaving. Spread love to one another. Listen to some good music. Please.